Hello, my darlings. Good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle ATL By Night. Chapter 6, The Bell Doesn't Dismiss You. Let's meet our vampires.
My name is Tyler Sutherland, playing Aaron Ulrich.
I am Brittany Trembauer-Smith, and I play Melisande.
I am Dustin Fletcher, and I play Cirrus.
And I'm Cate, and I play Miriam.
Zachary Valdo, playing Anton Koroposkov.
And I'm your storyteller, Ellie Collins. As always, you can visit our sponsors via the link that is in chat right now. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, where you can join our play-by-post server and play in the city of Atlanta. And use the code ATL By Night at Die Hard Dice to get 10% off your order. I believe that's all of our announcements for tonight. So why don't we sit back and relax, and let's tell a vampire story. When last we saw our kindred, they had a extremely unfortunate run-in with the hunter named Zeal. He was posing as a kidnapped kindred, but it turns out he was actually the kidnapper, and they discovered the lost childer, Jenny. And they were able to escape with a very shred of their unlives. And with one volatile hunter accounted for, there's sure to be more to follow. But tonight, we are going to start at a night class over on Emory campus. Miriam, it's been a stressful return to the school year. Students all seem to have their own stresses, dramas, life-altering situations that seem to leave every class half full at best. But at least you do have one consistent student, a young black woman with medium-length twists and big, bright eyes. She at least makes it worth getting through the exhaustive week because she's at least excited to learn. And today, after the end of class, she just bounds up to you. She goes, "Hey, teach." Teach as in teacher, not like the pirate. Sorry, I tried a nickname. It didn't work. Anyway, I was working on maybe double majoring, and they said I had to get a higher GPA for that, so I was wondering if there was like some extra credit I could do, maybe raise my grade up.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly a few things that we could do. Like, obviously, I can't give any students particularly special treatment, but maybe if you were interested in doing some research or, you know, some maybe like an extra paper or two, I could throw a few points of extra credit your way.
Hey, every little bit helps. I'll absolutely do that.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta run to my next class, but thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
And she heads out, and your class is now completely empty. So, to start the evening, please take one of your red die and roll me a rouse check. Let's see how hungry you woke up tonight.
Nothing.
So you are starting tonight at Hunger 2.
All right.
And so now with your empty class for the evening, what would you like to do?
The first thing I do is I just sort of, wipe the whiteboard down and I sort of gather my papers. But as I do, there's sort of like two very different stacks of papers on my desk. There is the sort of, Renaissance history and all of that stuff. But then on the other side, there's sort of more older and more interesting looking tomes. There's a couple of books about the occult. There's a couple of books about, mystical history and that kind of thing. And there are some old pages and old sort of things in this pile. And so as I sort of like stack my stuff and put it into my leather satchel, I'm sort of shoving in the usual stuff. And then, as I take the older stuff, I'm being much more careful, and perhaps maybe even like kind of glancing around a little bit just to make sure that nobody really notices me doing that. And so I'm just kind of like prepping my coursework and my classwork for tomorrow night.
Okay. And so you do hear a knock kind of on the door frame, and there's a woman standing in the door, kind of shorter, Latin with long brown hair. She says, hello?
Hi, can I help you?
Yes, and she steps in and goes, I'm Dr. Mendez. I work just a few buildings over. I just wanted to come by and introduce myself.
Oh, hi.
I'm usually over here having lunch with a colleague of mine, and I've talked to almost everyone here, but I hadn't really seen you around. You do the night shift much?
Yeah, I used to work more at the university level, but now I've sort of I'm doing more night classes, more like that kind of thing. But yeah, so I kind of transitioned over. So I've been here and there around the campus for a few years now, just trying to like figure out my class schedule and all of that good stuff. And so yeah, mostly just teaching history at night now. So
okay, history.
yeah,
Really,
yeah.
really interesting. Yeah.
What do you teach?
Oh, right now I'm teaching English.
Okay.
I like to switch around a little bit, kind of keep it interesting.
Yeah, well, it gets boring after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How long have you been a teacher?
Oh gosh, a while now. Probably a few years now here at least. So, but I really like Emory. It's a great school.
Yeah, I would agree. Well, a bunch of us, usually the night owls, we meet around 3 a.m. at the cafe. If you're bored around 3 a.m., and come meet a few others.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that sounds nice.
Okay. And she reaches out to shake your hand.
I will shake back.
Okay. And as she does that, you feel a sharpness in your hand that does hurt, just like a scratch.
Okay.
And so she just shakes your hand, but you get that sharp pinch scratch in your hand. She's like, "Oh, sorry," and you see this like almost gaudy like wedding ring, but it looks like it's so heavy it's flipped around to the side. And she turns around. She's like, "I have got to get this thing replaced with like one of those silicone wedding bands. I'm sorry."
Oh no, that's totally fine.
Sorry. I think I have Band-Aids
No,
in my bag.
I'm
if you
fine.
need one.
Don't
Okay.
even worry about it. You're good. You're good. No problem. No
Okay.
issue at all.
But yeah, we'll be there around 3 a.m.
Okay.
If you feel like it. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
And she heads out of the room.
Okay.
And so for our other kindred this evening, you all have awoken and barely started your day before you get an email from Mouse, the Nosferatu, containing multiple video files. The files show 3 figures leaving the Ignatius facility that you knew had been raided by hunters. And there's a note with it that says, "These gotta be our hunter fucks. Caught a glimpse of the tall one in video number 5. Matches the description you gave for Zeal. Given what you found, I assume the other 2 are probably called Mercy and Vision or something."
We all got this text.
Yeah, I'm just flipping through the videos and watching it, and watching whatever they manage to grab of that.
Yeah, and so what you see watching through them as they're pieced together from multiple security cams, you see them leaving roughly around 11, and they go to that tall stairway of the parking lot. And you see them enter with one set of clothes that are covered in blood, and then they exit with a different set of clothes and some heavy duffel bags that they didn't have before. And you see them head out, and then the very last clip is you guys also leaving.
Do we see any SI make it out?
No. You do not see anybody leave the building aside from these three.
It looks like the only people that survived weren't on shift that night or day. Either way. And this one, I'll point at the Dawn. This is the one that you encountered?
Tall, dark, and gruff. Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely Zeal.
I certainly hope he's the worst of them.
I hope it can only get better. His dog was not a good dog.
I'm sure he thought it was a very good dog.
Maybe there's just bad owners.
I'm very torn because on one hand, obviously, it's very nice to have the Second Inquisition a little nuked in the city, but if this is what we are replacing it with, and now they have supplies from them, it's trading one shit for other shit, and that's not really going to benefit us long run.
And is this text asking us to act, or is this just giving us information for future?
Hopefully the latter. We are not foot soldiers.
Right.
Although we are whatever they want us to be, I suppose, but we're definitely not foot soldiers.
I am not prepared in this moment to go up against hunters, so I would prefer we didn't.
Yeah, the email that you got very much just kind of portrays it as like, here's info.
Yeah.
And I'll echo what Zeal had shared in that he's not ready or wanting to go up against the Camarilla or the Masquerade just yet.
Well, we have that going for us, but it also means that we have a ticking clock on our hands of at what point do they decide they are ready.
We're just providing them an open season to learn and get stronger, and
In which case, one thinks that we almost should do something about it so as to not let them get all the way up to that time frame. But
Jackson did a good job of pointing them at least towards Lydia and towards our Anarch friends as well.
the Anarch friends is good. If we can believe what we were told about Lydia, then that will just wind up leading back to us.
yeah.
We can only hope at that point that she truly is lying, in which case it's a benefit.
Hmm?
Never a dull moment in the city, yeah?
There's too many webs. What did you guys have planned for tonight?
I just sort of shake my phone and go, really nothing anymore, I suppose. At some point I needed to make good on what Victor told you, but I don't know when that will be.
And Mel picks up like a big bound, like 3-ring bound, really nicely bound, still redlined, but like a lot less red lines of what appears to be the Constitution, rewritten, way more extensive than the first one. Gonna be hard to teach everybody at the school, but they're gonna have to take a course on it. A few notes in there, but this is the same thing I've been doing for weeks now, but I suppose that I could take a break.
Fighting the good fight on paper.
Well, it's for everybody after us,
Of course.
And Cirrus, you did get this email as well. And you woke up to Catherine just singing along to It Feels Like Christmas from Muppet's Christmas Carol.
And he's watching it, trying to get, because he wasn't there, so he trying to get, I guess, up to date on what's been going on.
Yeah, so you also have a debrief from Dot on all the information that Aaron and Jackson provided about Zeal. 3 hunters, likely names are Mercy, Vision, and Zeal. They have encountered Zeal. Zeal is heavily armed. He appears to have had a long time to build kindred traps and torture facilities. next to 0 information on the other 2. And you are unable to see them in the video as they made sure to keep their hoods up, and Zeal did not.
I guess we do have hunters now.
It looks like we do. Oh, bother.
Yeah. I would say so.
Well, I think you need to talk to your friends.
Yeah, I need more information. I need to find them.
They're living at that penthouse now.
What penthouse?
I know how to get there. You drive, I'll talk.
All right, good.
And so Katie will GPS you all the way to the penthouse.
Yeah.
With a couple missed turns.
Yeah, I think he grabs his phone, and there is one unread text that he leaves unread.
Okay.
That he'll go, and he has gone back to the flip phone.
Of course.
He still doesn't really understand the touch screen stuff. There's no buttons, but he'll get into his truck and head to where the voice in his head tells him to go.
Okay. And it does lead you to a high-rise apartment downtown. And you manage to get up all the way to the door. And will you knock?
He'll knock.
Okay, for the rest of you, you do hear a knock at your penthouse door.
Before I go open the door, I can't remember. Has Sirius been to the penthouse before, or was it the bungalow?
Sirius has been to the bungalow.
Yeah. I was
Okay,
looking at
I
the
couldn't remember which one it
penthouse.
was.
Yeah, he has not been to the penthouse.
Okay, so yeah, just
When is that Ring camera supposed to get installed?
Jackson won't have it. The cops can access it, and I'll just look through the peephole.
Is Mark here?
Mark is currently asleep on the couch.
Okay.
Yes.
He is
okay.
snoring very loudly.
All right. Well, I'm
Yes,
not going
just
to bother him.
looking through the door from the side of the door, and then I'll open the door. Hi, you found this place too. Welcome.
Yeah. When did you guys get here?
Same time as the other place. They gave it simultaneously. You have a room here too. It's also empty.
I have not been in it. Nope.
I don't plan on staying in it.
Figured, but you have it.
Assuming this is Tom Messina's doing.
Alphas, actually. It's rather secure, from what I have gathered. You were apparently only able to get in if you're supposed to get in, so welcome in.
What brings you here?
I got a email with video footage.
Yes.
And
So did we.
a debriefing, and I saw them in the video, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
You saw them. You saw.
Those
No, I was not.
oh, okay.
You saw other security footage of them going to that facility afterwards.
Got it.
yeah, it was
Got
like
got
Aaron and a couple other people.
Got
other
it.
people.
Got it. But touching base, getting what information I can. This is the first I'm hearing that there are hunters.
It's been quite some time since we've had hunters in the city, but yes, it appears they're back in full force. And Aaron here has had 1.5 encounters with them now.
It was just a matter of time, considering everything else that we've been up against.
Power vacuum at the moment.
That's true.
Going for a bingo card. Right. And I'll relay as much as I can about Zeal's appearance, layout, traps.
Yeah, so he does let you guys know Zeal's tall, lanky, kind of tousled brown hair, and he has a large Dalmatian named Trudy.
You're telling us about the location that you were at as well?
Yes.
Right. Assuming that he is still there, of course.
The
It's at a quarry near Brookhaven.
debriefing says that heavily armed. Do you know what he was carrying? Did you see?
Shotguns, electrified wires and fences. A few other tips and tricks. There was a entire corridor that was just heebie-jeebies. I didn't want to go down. I never got a good look at it though.
From what you and Jackson told us last time, they cleared out from the Second Inquisition facility all of the mundane weapons, none of the biometric ones, all of the holy water, crosses, seeds, things that affect some of us. I think they're going to just run the gamut and test it. And pretty much anything that a regular person could use that isn't required by Kindred Society or Second Inquisition biometrics. So now
Right.
they are very stocked,
Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
including bullets.
Sure.
I can touch base with my contact, my arms dealer, to see if he's getting more weaponry, it's a good chance that it ran by him.
That's great.
That's true.
That's very smart.
One could only hope that maybe the reason they hit the Second Inquisition is because they were not able to secure things through your contact.
I mean, I don't know if he's dealing with them, but he would know potentially who or where they would be housing in the city.
And maybe they have extra that they're looking to offload.
Word on the grapevine.
It's possible.
Yeah. Pull the strings and see what you find.
Will do.
And so you all get a text from a number you don't recognize, except you, Anton.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Hey, this is Dr. Mendez. Found a lost childer all on my own. LOL. Professor at Emory. Been watching her for a little bit. She's only a night professor. And well, as my students say, I just got vibes."
I just text back.
And it includes a pin drop of the building where she met her, as well as information.
Information like name and stuff.
Mhm.
All right, so two things. One, out of character. Do I know this person from all but the last 2 years that I've worked at Emory?
No.
Okay, because we're in
You
the
haven't worked in the same building.
both history, but I guess I was graduate. So okay.
Yeah. You're in graduate program.
Okay, but if we were told history, then it stands that Dr. Carter might know, so I'm probably going to reach out to him. But I am going to follow up a text with, "What on earth were you doing at Emory?"
And you get back, "Carter lost a bet and owed me $500.
Just a string of laughing emojis sent before I go. We got to go back to my old stomping grounds, that seems.
We all got this text, right?
Yeah.
And all the responses.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I just kept saying
It was a whole
chat.
group chat.
What?
Why does this person have my number?
That is Dr. Mendez. She is one of the group of Tremere that was with me throughout the past 20 years.
I see. And we just have extra eyes looking for lost childer.
Correct. Her and my sire, Dr. Carter, who, in this instance, very fortunate to have. He is the department head of this department. And
lucky.
Dr. O'Donnell have all been doing their due diligence around the city, back when we were still getting started.
What do you think that the chances are there are more kindred in night school? Because it seems like a pretty odd number of you coming out of Emory.
At this point, I'm just wondering if we're all Tremere.
There was a
Yeah.
ban, right? Did you, off the record, not adhere to the ban to pump up Tremere numbers?
Yeah, that I would like to know that as well.
Oh, no. I have no children of my own whatsoever.
So
Okay.
it's just completely coincidental.
I cannot speak to whether or not Dr. Carter has adhered by this ban, but I have not been dipping into the student body or the faculty body.
Don't
Not
worry.
like that.
We're not planning on turning you in anytime soon.
It's not another trial.
It was just the percentages are
Suspicious.
If I was going to
Suspicious.
turn anybody, it would have been pre-2000. I had a good 25 years run before everything went to shit.
that's fair enough.
Let's head out.
Sure thing.
And so before you guys head out, Cirrus, your phone starts ringing.
Do I...
It's from Dot.
give me a second.
Sure.
And I will answer, but before give me a second. I'm not secure. And
Okay.
I will leave and go far enough away from supernatural hearing.
Okay.
So outside.
Yeah, so you can pretty much go out the apartment and down into the stairwell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. And she says, "Hello, Cirrus. There's a lot you haven't been told, and you deserve it. And firstly, I'm not Dorothy. Dot had Well, let's just say, you know how people say, I wish I had a second one of me so I could get all my work done. That would be me. Dot, Dot died at the hands of the Fae. A while ago.
I mean, I knew that this was a faux Dot already, right?
You had sussed it out. She didn't know that you knew.
Oh, I thought she told me.
Dot told you.
Dot told me. That's right. Yeah. That's right. When she's, and then was like, I gotta
Yeah.
go. So you're the double.
Yes. It's been so long I don't know what my name was, so you can still call me Dot.
Yeah, I remember. Well, Dot informed me that was the case prior to going to the Fae.
Good.
So, I am not surprised by this.
Good. This will be an awkward thing for you because I know that you're not the emotional type. But I just wanted to let you know that through all of our nefarious activities and contracts and killings, I have actually enjoyed your company. Thinking about my life, I know that you are a part of genuine happiness for me. Look, things are coming that I can't stop, and so this will likely be goodbye. At least from me.
What's coming?
There are things that I have to answer for years ago, and it's time. It's time for me to take my bow. So I just wanted you to know that you were always better than Amon ever led me to believe about you, and for what it's worth, on a personal note, I really think you should give her a chance. You know who I mean.
I don't... My entire existence was what they made me to be. I only knew one thing, and that was the next contract, the next person on the other side of my scope. And the only thing I had to look forward to was the heart that I would sink my fangs into until I came to Atlanta.
Yes.
Until they sent me to kill her. And you or Dot or whoever has been pulling my strings. Is really the only family I've ever known. In an existence where I am nothing but a weapon.
Ain't it funny like that? All I've had for a family is Dot and you. And Hex, to a degree, though she'll never forgive me.
And even in my actions, she was turned. And I don't know what I'll face when I see her.
I imagine if she's reaching out to you, what you face is going to be a lot worse in terms of emotion than it is in pain.
Unless it's a trap.
Oh, honey. The poor kicked dog doesn't know how to people anymore. But it's alright. Amon's gone. The Banu Hakim have absolutely no interest in you anymore. You actually have freedom for the first time in your life, and I think you would do well to actually take that. No matter how it comes out in the end. You might get yourself killed for all I fucking care. But at least it would be on your terms.
Yeah. Take care of yourself.
You too. Goodbye, Cirrus.
He hangs up.
And she hangs up as well.
Katie,
Yes.
I just realized something.
What is it, dear?
If I go meet Amanda and there is someone pulling her strings, we can cut them.
Yes, we can. I think that sounds fun.
Yeah, me too.
And so?
He'll look at his phone and that unread message,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't open it just yet, but what do you want to do tonight?
Well, I guess we can help your little friends find their... Was it lost childer? We can see who that's all about. Maybe find some self-worth along the way.
Yeah. That's what you want to do. Sounds good to me. We should at least see if...
Let's see who's holding this lost childer's strings.
Exactly.
Let's go back in there.
And he'll turn and walk back up the stairs, and he'll knock on the door again.
Okay.
I've just been texting Dr. Carter to see, like, if he has any information on this person since they're in his department.
Nothing from him yet.
All right, and I'll open the door up.
Mel is with Erin, and she's got her phone out, and she's just looking at the names of all the different people at Emory, and she's like, "What do you think about that one? Do you think that one is a Tremere?
Zoom in just a
Look at that. Look at that. I mean, look.
Definitely.
Oh, I thought so too. Okay, and then this one could be a gangrel. Yeah. And look at the name.
Occasionally I'll look over and any face that I still recognize, just go, no.
Oh, okay, no.
And I'll
We'll
open
do
the door up.
UGA next.
Totally. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things I do when I go back in is I want to really look at the coterie
Okay.
and see if any of them are being controlled.
Okay. Anton, do you currently have any blood bonds on you?
It has been so long that no, I do not.
And who is your sire?
Dr. Carter, who we are going to go see.
Okay. Aaron, do you currently have any blood bonds on you?
I do not.
And who is your sire?
Isaac, deceased.
And so his sire, you actually see Isaac, but you see him completely grayed out.
Okay.
And Mel, are you under the influence of any blood bonds?
Nope.
But you do see Mark with his strings leading to Mel.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel, who is your sire?
Rodriguez Hortales.
So this is what you get from the
Okay,
coterie.
got it. And he will... So what's the plan?
Well, this person, we got the name Miriam, right?
Yes, you did.
So this Miriam is working in my old department, so
I'm looking at the list. I mean, what about this person? You think they're also kindred?
I was never sure about that one.
This at this point, just a running joke. Absolutely not being serious.
So I suppose we go to my old stomping grounds.
Mel, your phone buzzes.
Okay, I will check it.
It's from Eagle.
Okay.
It says, Hunter has been spotted on Emory campus. Please go investigate immediately. Look for a Tar Heels hoodie.
Well, I guess our wish came true. A hunter is also on Emory campus tonight.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Let's go.
No more talking. We go, and I just grab my like go bag of ritual shit, and I'm out the door.
Well,
already.
Mel is going to go and kind of like lightly kind of shake Mark.
Mark's like, what?
You got to go and you need to kit up, please.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that
and he
kinda
just
go.
like starts pulling guns from under the couch.
Yeah.
And just fashioning them all over him,
Yeah.
reaches into, and very like, I can't hold all these limes of Red Bulls. And he just cracks one open one-handed, and he's chugging it as he leads you guys down.
Are you going to drive like that? Can you drive like that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
And Mark also, once he gets in the car, turns music way high up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely. Sirius gives him that like nod. Like, that
He does.
I understand nod.
Yeah, he looks. Since this is the most you've probably interacted with Mark lately.
Yes, aside, lately for sure.
He definitely. You can tell from your expertise, from his counter, and from how he's kitted out that he is former Secret Service.
Yeah, I remember from the last time that we.
Yeah,
when
it's
we
just very obvious in
met the
him now,
Arabs.
and that like former soldier, like getting up at revelry that you recall, same vibe.
Yeah, I'll as we go down, I'll kind of have him stop by my truck before he gets into his car, or I'm driving you, I'm assuming, and I'll open the secret thing and just kind of motion, like if he needs
He's like,
anything, it'll be here.
Ooh. Okay.
There's
Okay.
quite a bit of stuff.
And I mean, as he goes, Mel is going to call to him. It might not be a bad idea for the two of you to do whatever it is he does, pointing at Cirrus.
Okay.
I think.
You got things with some extra boom to them?
Yep.
Just want to walk up behind them. Sirius, do you have any knives in this back trunk?
And I'll just literally pull a box of like 6 combat knives.
And Mel is like looking over Anton's
and
shoulder,
then but then he'll pull out, and then he'll do another one, and there's like 12 throwing knives. Which ones?
I point to the throwing knives. Those, please.
He'll hand you. It's and so it's 6 on, or 3 on each, and so they're leg straps that go on your thigh. So they're drop holsters, but for knives.
Yeah,
And so there's 6 of them, but it's 6 or 12 of them. There's 6 and 6.
I look and I hook them into like the inside pockets of my jacket, so they're a little less obvious than on campus.
And he's just like, it's what they are. So
Mel
Mark
Mel sees a
is-
flamethrower and is like, "Oh, that one."
We don't.
there is no flamethrower, but
He gave it back to me.
yes, I gave them. But if you do mention fire, he can hand you a shotgun. These are loaded with dragon's breath rounds.
And Mark's like, ooh.
And Mel will be like, "Yeah, this is."
Yeah, Mark's gonna take the dragon's breath round shotgun.
Yep.
All right. And so as you guys kit up from Cirrus's QVC truck,
Yep.
you guys will head down, and we are going to cut back to Miriam. Miriam, as your next class loaded in, you see that same student from before, but she's like at the back, and she's not paying attention to this lesson, but she is like on her laptop typing, and writing and looking at book. She clearly took the "you can do an extra essay" to heart and is doing it now. And so she's just sitting there throughout the lesson, and when you finish, she's still sitting there, still writing. And she like realizes probably 5 minutes after that the class is over, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, there's some disruptive people in the library, so is it all right if I work on my essay here?"
Yeah, of course. What are you working on?
Well, and so she just like, she kind of takes you through her notes and kind of where she's going with it and like her framing device. And she like goes over, she's, "Oh, did you hurt your hand?"
Oh, yeah, I got a scratch. It's fine. I'll survive, I promise.
That's all any of us can do is survive, right?
Right?
But yeah, I'll just stay back here. I'll keep out of trouble. It's rush week, and they're in the library, so I'd rather be here.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I find unquiet libraries to be very upsetting, so I totally get it. You're totally fine back here.
Thanks.
I just hope you can suffer through the same lecture about Elizabethan England for Miriam checks her watch like 3 more times tonight. So
She goes, oh, it's fine. And she pushes back her tendril curls and you see AirPods. She goes, it's fine. I've got some stuff going.
that is, I will never get used to those. It's so weird. There's no cord. That's so weird.
It's weirder when people are talking out in public and you think like, oh, are you talking to me? Or is it, oh, nope, you got AirPods. Never mind. I've now made it awkward in public.
I have done that many times. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Well, I'm just going to turn on some music and I'll just work on this. Don't mind me.
Yeah, no worries. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll knock on the desk and just kind of like head back to the front of the room.
Awesome. And she's kind of like takes off her hoodie, shoves it in her backpack, and just like kind of cracks her hands, stretches, and then goes right back to typing.
Cool. While this is happening, I'm just gonna, I think I've got like a little bit of like prep time between classes. Like there's that weird like 45 minutes, you know? And so I'm gonna just kind of just sit at my desk and I'm just gonna kind of crack one of the maybe like older books. And if you were like watching this happen, it's just like the intensity of focus just all of a sudden it just clicks in and there's just like, you know, just notes are being taken and stuff. But there's like this, you know, I'm writing and Miriam's taking notes and all this stuff, but at the same time there's this very delicate like, and now I have to turn the page. And so it's like this flurry of work and then this delicate, almost like reverent with this book. And Miriam is just kind of, you know, like hunched over the desk, just like working on her notes and all this different stuff.
Okay. And you do get a email on your laptop from the head of the department, Dr. Carter.
Okay.
And he he just says, heard you met my colleague, Dr. Mendez. She told me that she invited you to our evening dinner at 3 a.m. If you come, we also play poker. She's a shark. Don't play against her.
Miriam will send an email back and just say, thanks so much for the invitation. It's probably a little too late for me. Good luck with the poker game. You know I like to keep my head down. Smiley face emoji, Miriam.
And you get a email reply back that says, invitation's always open. You're welcome anytime.
Cool. I won't respond. I'll just kind of go like, and just kind of keep working.
Okay. And those 45 minutes seem to fly by as they do when one is hyper-focused. And your next class of students comes in, but make me a wits and awareness. So you'll take your dots and wits and your dots and awareness. That'll be how many dice you grab, and you will replace 2 of them with your red die to represent your hunger.
Okay, so do this. I'm gonna do it, and then 2 red die, you said?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, that seems right, I think. I got that.
How many unks do you have?
1, 2, 3.
3. Wonderful. And so you've been a teacher long enough that you catch it right as it happens that 2 of the frat boys have decided to trip one of the other students down the stairs of the amphitheater style classroom. And you're able to move in time to catch them before they face plant straight in front of your desk.
Okay.
And they notice you catch them and they're like, hey!
Gentlemen, quick question for you. You are, in fact, college students, is that correct?
Yeah, last I checked, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah, so you are, in fact, grown-ass adults, correct?
That's what my mom says.
Okay, so maybe, if you need to check with your mommy, that's fine. But maybe you could review the basic human decency rules and regulations that we have, because we do not trip people. We do not touch other people in my classroom. So you may now leave my classroom and you will be receiving an F for the semester.
Hey!
I'm not joking. Get out.
It's not our fault.
I'm not
he
joking,
Can't tie
get
his
out.
Shoes.
Get
Oh,
out.
come on.
Get out. Get out or I will take you out.
And they grab their backpacks and they get out.
And Miriam will just very like... Anyway, and she'll go over to her desk and she'll take open the like.
And
the
you can see like there's this like small group of clearly queer female students that are just like beaming right now. They're just like.
Miriam will pretend like she doesn't notice, and she'll go over to like the Sylvis thing, and she will very performatively like this is for the rest of the group, and she'll like open it and she'll do like a look for their names and just scratch, but like it's way too big, like it's so performative.
All the way off the desk.
Just all the way across, and then all the way across again, and she goes, and that's going to be an F for the semester. Okay, great. Sorry for that interruption, everybody. All right, 1598.
And the class can say, and your enthusiastic student from before, Vivian, she's just sitting there like, because she's never seen you have to yell at anyone in her class, so she's just sitting there completely shocked. And she's like trying to go back to working, but she's still like, oh my god. And class continues unimpeded.
Good.
And so to our kindred, you all head there. Mark blaring, Sirius, you drove your own truck?
Yes, yeah.
Of course. And getting to campus is a pain, as it always is, trying to find parking and get the right roundabout to go to the building you need to go to.
Have I heard anything back from Dr. Carter?
You get back from Dr. Carter. What was it you specifically asked him?
I had basically like given the name of the teacher in question and said possible kindred, anything you can tell me, where like classroom they're teaching and etc.
And he replies back, "Oh God, has Astra been drunk dialing you too?"
And by the time I've gotten this back, I've now gotten the information about the Hunter, so I'm not responding to that, and I'm letting Dr. Carter know Hunter on campus, and that's the entirety of the sentence.
And he goes, he replies, mobilizing with O'Donnell.
And I'll just provide the description of like the Tar Heels hoodie, and
Okay.
just sit back and just neurotically check the knives that I took from Cirrus, because I've only done this in theory, so see how this goes.
And Mark is like, so, why are we going to Emory?
There's a lost childer and apparently a hunter, which that's why you will be teaming up with Cirrus. Keep an eye on
Okay,
them.
okay, yeah, that checks out.
2-for-1 special.
Yeah, those are related, right? Like, I feel like that's obvious.
One would assume that if there's a Hunter on campus, now of all times, it is connected to this and not the longer history of kindred on Emory campus.
Well, because wasn't the last one you found also ganking a lost childer? Like,
Seems to
maybe
be.
they're taking ones that they know are unaffiliated?
I don't know that this sounds to me like a prisoner situation. It sounds to me like it's just a coincidence that they're in the same place.
He does have a point. I'm not fully sure what the point is, but this is now the second time that a kindred has been grabbed, and others are deployed to go after them.
Are they
It's
potentially?
like, I'm just saying, sounds like bait.
It could be fishing.
They're hunting lost childer
They are hunting more kindred using these stragglers as bait.
as bait. I see.
Zio
Yeah,
is looking
that's-
for leader information.
I don't know.
Yeah, because if they don't, because what, there's 3 of them?
that we know of.
Okay, so if there's 3, just, I'm gonna put it out there, if I wanted to kill all of you, I would find the lame ducks, the ones that aren't likely to have a primogen immediately
And
coming
that will give any
to look for
information
them.
that if they're asked under duress, is what you're telling me.
This, of course, means that they are able to discern which ones are completely disconnected from our society. But
I mean,
regardless,
you watch you guys long enough, you figure it out.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's still going to lure in more of us. The only benefit we have is that this time we are aware and more armed. The drawback, of course, is that it is a school campus.
This is an open place.
I
right?
say we just go and let you, Mark, and Cirrus take watch wherever it is that Cirrus think is best, because in the past he has kept us safe. And
Yeah, he's like your sniper friend.
yes, and y'all's firepower combined should be fine.
But if you don't mind, there's like a noticeable worry on Anton's face. Please let's not make this the next news story. if we can help it.
Next news story?
Active shooter
On
Emory
campus.
Ah. Yeah, I don't want to be that. That's bad.
Yes,
Yeah, no.
we are going to try to take this hunter away from the lost child, or get the lost child away
Yeah, no, I'm
without
just
any
going to
incident.
CQC that guy.
Yes, that would almost be preferable.
Yeah.
As little noise as we can.
So did they say it's the same guy?
No, I don't think so, unless they are now wearing a Tar Heels jersey instead of whatever they're wearing for you.
Tar Heels?
Mark, when was the last time you slept?
He was just asleep.
When you sleep, do you sleep, or are you like 23 hours a day awake at this point?
So you see, in the military, we have different definitions of sleep. What you're thinking of sleep? No, I don't do that anymore. I haven't done that since 1985.
Have you considered trying to do that?
No,
Like a factory reset?
no, that's called PTSD, homie.
Moving on.
Yeah. Okay, well, I trust you. Let's not make this the next news story if we can avoid
no.
it.
I'm the only human here. I'm not doing that.
Please communicate this to Sirius when you
I'm
join
the
up
one
with
that
him.
can get arrested.
I'm also going to trust you to keep us safe because I am going in
Well, yeah, it's my job to keep you safe. So,
sans weapons. Besides,
I mean, you are a weapon.
thanks.
Y'all are all together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, like just by the car where
Yeah.
nobody. can hear
Katie's
us.
just singing you a little song as you guys are going in the car. It's like, I really fucking hate hunters. They're just the worst. Every time they come around, it's just awful.
Yeah, I haven't dealt with one in a long time.
When was your last time?
I was in, Germany,
Oh.
Berlin. Yeah,
Berlin hunter sounds bad.
yeah.
Did you kill him?
No,
Oh.
but I got my target.
Oh, okay. Well, if we ever see that sumbitch again, we'll kill him.
Yeah.
And we'll go kill this one, too.
Yep, that we are. Let me,
You gonna answer that text message yet? Not while you're driving.
get through this. And yes, I am.
Good.
Like I said.
I think you'll be happier. Well, happier for you, which is at least 6 levels above a normal person, but it's still 2 levels higher than you were.
It's fair. But I'm already happier with you here, Katie.
I'm
But-
happier with you, too.
Alright. Let's go kill a hunter.
Yeah! And she starts singing the theme song to The Muppet Show. Lyrics are a little more hauntingly dark, though, as she is singing a very bloodthirsty version of The Muppet Show intro.
Seriously. And he'll, I guess, meet up with you guys before going in.
Yeah, you guys find a parking lot nearby pretty easily.
About 10 steps before Cirrus joins up with us, we think Cirrus is in the right headspace for this op? Oh! Ah. Alright.
One can only hope, but to that note, if we can help it, no rain of bullets as a last resort.
No. No. So I think we, and he'll look to Mark, should focus on finding the hunter. You should deal with the childer, or even Aaron help find, especially if it is the same. You have eyes, you know what they look like.
Gotcha.
If it is this zeal. But also, what is a tar heel?
No one's actually
it's
sure.
a really, really shit team. Don't worry about it, but just look for Baby Blue.
Baby blue.
And honestly, we may wind up finding both in the same place if we're unlucky.
That was what I was going to say. I think it's more likely they're going to be in the same place.
How about I'll stick with Mel, Sirius, you take a vantage point for the most likely exits from the building.
I can do that. I am also unseen by surveillance videos.
And that's
Gotta get me that.
look at us improving.
So, it's very hard to locate me.
Well, I'm gonna go in looking like just any other normal person.
I'm going to go in hoping that my former students have graduated already.
Oh, I forgot, and Mel's gonna like be reminded that she looks very similar now to what she did before she got off of the air, and because she's largely been out of the public eye. I mean, like almost entirely. We've been hidden. We've been everywhere, and she's gonna kind of just take a moment and be like, I mean, it's been long enough, right? The news cycle's only 24 hours.
We're going to the history department and not political science, so
That's a good point.
Everyone's down on their phones nowadays, anyways.
That's a good point.
You're fine.
And Mel's just gonna be like, I have Mark and you guys. Let's just go. Just go.
Your ID badge still work?
no, but we don't need to scan in.
Doors are open late.
Good.
Yeah, and honestly, worst case, people still recognize me.
You can still do the.
I'm not supposed to be dead, at least. Dr. Gartha told everybody I went back to Russia for some reason. So, worst case, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll gesture towards the history department and walk in that direction.
Yeah. See, Mel will walk that way as well.
Okay. And you all receive just a quick text just from Alpha that says, be careful. We have campus police on standby that are in our pockets.
It's one less problem.
Mel was
potentially.
gonna respond back and be like, at this rate, Alpha, we should have unionized healthcare. Smiley face.
And Alpha replies back with a picture of his biceps that says, I don't need healthcare, baby.
Is this still the group chat?
Yes, it's still a group chat.
And Mel's gonna send back the like puke emojis, like just a whole bunch of them.
And he
Save.
sends back kissy faces.
Oh.
Screenshot.
And you get a private text from him that says, just kidding, in all honesty, stay safe. I will have my next revision on your desk in a week.
And Mel will just send a thumbs up.
All right. And so as you guys enter the building, I think that's a good place for us to take our break. We're going to stretch our legs, get some water. We'll see you guys back here in a few minutes. welcome back. And so you all have arrived at the school, at the building, and you are walking into the history department.
I'm just leading through the halls in the general direction of the classroom that I've been told.
Okay.
Just following with Mark.
Yeah, Mark is doing that kind of walking where he's got his arms crossed, but clearly it's because one hand is in a shoulder holster.
Got this very just like wry look on my face of just like please no awkward moments as I walk all the way there.
Okay.
I'm just being as natural as possible with Mark, you know.
Big Mark.
Yes.
Aaron, what are you doing?
Keeping an eye out for Zeal, in case it is them again.
Okay. Sirius?
I am going to see if I can. It's been so long since I've played this character. Remember the name of powers and abilities. Unseen Passage.
Okay.
So I'm gonna vanish, which is the other one, as I get out of sight and just disappear.
Okay.
And go stay with the building that they're in sight, but I think I'm going to go up to try and get at least a good... I'm going to find vantage points.
Mm-hmm.
I am very fast with my celerity, so if I need to get to another opening, just looking for... Basically going to scout out and start finding vantage points high up that I can get eyes on multiple exits, multiple locations, things like that.
Okay.
If there's a place that I can get to where I can see the entire building, I'll go there, but I don't think there's anything that high up.
Make me
Over
wits and
it, yeah.
investigation, just to
will
see how good a
do
vantage point you can find.
Let me do my rouse check so I can see how hungry I am. I am not hungry from that, and then I'll do my power rouses in a second. Investigation is 2 dots. So 3 successes.
Okay. You're able to find one that has an eye on the 2 main doors, and then there is another door on the back side, but the building is close enough that you could get there quickly if you needed
Okay.
to.
Okay. And then let me rouse for Cloak of Shadows. I am not hungrier from that.
Good, good.
And then, yeah. And then I'm going to make a bunch of stealth rolls, but I'll do that while you
Okay.
do it. Yeah.
All right, so as you guys go through, there are a few night classes happening. There's a few teachers here. Probably about 5 classrooms that are open.
Okay.
But you do eventually find one Dr. Miriam. It matches the description that you were given,
Okay.
and clearly the name is the same.
You said it's an auditorium style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Auditorium style class.
I'm gonna lead this group
Is
myself.
class in session?
Currently, class is not in session.
Is there anybody in there besides her?
There's 2 students off to the side doing independent study, and 1 at the far back.
No light blue hoodies.
None that you can tell.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I was gonna go through the back if class was in session, but if it's not, just look to those and go. Just in then, I suppose.
Lead the way, Professor.
Keep an eye on windows. That's probably where Sirius is.
I'll actually stay at the top of the auditorium room.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with you.
That's,
Yeah.
that's probably good. Spread things out as much as we can. If,
Yeah, just the 3 of us up here and you down there. That sounds a little strange looking, but
It'll be fine.
Mark kind of looks, he goes, I'll walk down with Anton, and you do see
Sure thing.
this group of adults enter the room, and one of them looks very familiar to you.
Okay, point of order before that happens. Storyteller question. When the student at the back of the auditorium has been working on her paper, when she took off her hoodie, did she leave her backpack open when she put it in her
Yes.
backpack? Okay. So if somebody was walking by, they could see inside the bag?
Her bag is currently at her feet.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Sorry, just wanted to ask. Yeah, so I see everybody walk in, and I'm like,
and you see Professor Krivopskov.
And yeah, it's conversational.
Yeah, we
break-
were
I'll
like
break off.
arguing about where we're gonna go in the room.
And I'll break off with Mark towards her.
Hi.
Professor Miriam, hi.
Hi.
Dr. Krivoloskov.
It's so nice to see you again, right?
Yes, I went back home for a spell, but here I am again.
Oh, well, welcome back. Are you going to be here at Emory or?
No, I have a position with a private institute.
Oh, great.
Further
That's
back in town.
fantastic. Research?
Actually, a bit of teaching, a little bit of
that's
research
fantastic.
as well. The research never ends.
I know how that goes. So what are you all up to?
The department head, Dr. Carter, told me a bit about you, and so I wanted to come by and introduce myself.
It's really nice to see you again. All these years. Oh my goodness.
It's very good to be back. How long have you been here?
Oh gosh, about maybe 10 or so years since I jumped down to undergrad. So, because I was at the more university grad classes, but that just got to be a lot.
Gotcha.
So
And were those also night classes or daytime?
they've been night classes for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how long? And I sort of glance out to like what students remain here. How long have you been on night classes here?
Oh, here at Emory, about
Or in general, how long have you been teaching night classes?
for a while, good while. You know how time goes. It feels like forever at this point, honestly.
Very fair. Storyteller, I want to do Scry the Soul on.
Okay. Make me the appropriate rolls for that.
Yep, I do not get hungry, and then I roll too many dice.
All the dice.
It's time for Anton's maracas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6, and one of them is a 10, but it's not a total critical.
Okay.
And so that gets me a lot of information, including whether the subject is a vampire, werewolf, ghoul, any other supernatural being. I'm expecting a vampire, so.
Vampire.
Yep. Whether the subject is under the influence of blood sorcery or other magic. Also, if there is like blood sorcery on them.
Do you have any blood sorcery items on you, such as like a warded item of clothing?
Not on me.
Okay. Whether the subject has committed diablerie in the last year,
Nope.
No.
and general emotional state of the subject.
Hesitant? Is that an emotion?
I mean, yeah,
Trepidation.
Yeah, trepidatious,
that has its own
little
resonance to it.
standoffish.
And so you'll actually see, like, for a brief second, Anton's eyes like kind of like fuzz out and then back in. Dr. Miriam, do you have an office perhaps that we could converse a bit more in, or are you mostly here?
No, I do have an office if you wanted to step inside. Is everything okay?
Perhaps just possibly a couple of topics that may not be best discussed around stray students.
Oh, of course. And are your friends okay?
Yes. Sorry, they're showing me around. They're showing me around the town since I've been gone for a bit. Do you mind if they come along?
Oh,
You see that Mark at this point, he's just like staring at the blackboard trying to make sense of it.
it's Miriam will notice today. It's the Globe Theater. No, okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's the circle.
I heard about it.
Yeah, it's the circle.
I don't know why I thought it looked like a globe.
Common misconception.
I went to school in the 70s. We didn't have it that well.
That's valid. Yeah, I mean, you're all welcome to come to my office. It's a shared office. We'll probably have to pull in a couple of chairs, but you're welcome to come in for a while.
Great, thank you.
Great.
And so I'll just like wave them down and follow Dr. Miriam towards her office.
Okay.
And I will like as we get up to the door of the office, I'm going to just send a pin drop location to Sirius, just because I know that even though it's the same building, it'll give more like precise GPS coordinates.
His phone doesn't have that.
I'm sending it to you anyway.
You get a weird file.
Yeah.
It's like one of those unusable
Katie,
files.
what does this mean?
I don't know that you switch phones.
I think they tried to send you a location, dear.
Yeah, I can find him. Why?
I don't know. I think common courtesy.
I hate technology.
Mel does not have any like supernatural gifts, but she is going to scan the room because we had a potential idea that there would be a hunter nearby. So
Please make me wits and we'll say investigation since you're intentionally looking for hints.
Well, the other one would have been better, but that's okay.
Do you
Fine.
want wits and awareness instead?
Yeah, I think I
Go
got...
ahead. Roll whichever one's better for
Thank you. That went from 4 to 7.
There you go.
Really good at casually looking around.
Yeah, real casual like.
Scoping out benefits.
You-
Oh, and I got 2 out of all that, so...
You can burn a willpower to re-roll 3 failures
yeah,
if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, I got 2 more.
Okay.
So 4. Go on, give me the news, storyteller.
Make me a composure and resolve roll.
Okay, let's see.
And Aaron, what are you doing while Mel's casually looking around?
All casual.
I will less subtly look around. I'm looking less so at the students and more so at if we were to suddenly get swarmed, where's a good exit point?
Okay. So there is an office door at the bottom of the amphitheater. There's the door that you came in, and there's a couple windows kind of in stair-step style
Gotcha.
down one of the walls.
Okay. Can I step away from the group real quick and just turn on that police scanner app and see if there's any updates?
Absolutely. You would, are you staying in the room or are you stepping out into the hall?
I'll step in the hall.
Okay. Stepping out into the hall, there's a few traffic incidences. There is a domestic disturbance. There is a bar brawl that has gone horribly wrong and paramedics have been called.
Okay. I'll close that up. Rejoin with Mel.
Okay.
2, and I think 1 is a critical success? Question mark?
Okay. So you're able to hold it together since you are standing at the top of the room, which is the back where
Yeah, against the walls where she kind of
Yeah.
just be leaning in.
you catch a glimpse at a backpack at a young student's feet with a blue sleeve sticking out of the backpack of a hoodie.
Okay. And am I the only one left in the room at this point?
There are the 2 students, her, you, Aaron has walked back in. Anton and Mark have walked towards the office, but were you extending the invitation to them?
Yeah, we're
They
waiting
extended
for
an
you guys
invitation
to join.
you for you guys to join.
Okay. Mel is going to turn back to Aaron as he comes back in and very performatively, like, I'm so glad you're back. Oh my God, I have so much to tell you. And then she's going to, kind of, look this way and then be like, we'll be right there, to Anton. And in that moment, kind of glance that way as she starts walking down the stairs so that Aaron can see.
Okay. And so with Mel gesturing, you 2 see
Gotcha.
the hoodie sleeve in the backpack of a very young girl, probably maybe no more than 21, 22.
Okay.
I have no way, Mel is struggling as she goes down the stairs on how to be subtle about this because there really is no way to be subtle in this few people with Mark here.
Mark is standing in the doorway of the office with them, but kind of keeps cutting his eyes up at you, like he can tell that you're stressed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna join them because I don't know how Mel does not know what else to do at this point. So
Okay.
I'm actually going to keep my eyes on that student, but even though I've never fed from people that much, I'm going to make it a little obvious that I'm sitting to where our suspect can see me eyeballing a potential snack.
So you're not going into the office.
I just want to
So-
keep their attention.
Okay.
So you're
Intentional bait.
playing vampire bait.
Ah.
All right.
see how that works.
Make me.
God.
Let's call this. Make me a. Let me take a look at a sheet.
Subterfuge?
Oh, not the red notebook, no.
Manipulation subterfuge?
Yeah.
My
Yeah. Let's
2.
actually no. Let's call that charisma performance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's see how
You can
convincing
do
you
this,
are
you
at
got
playing
this.
a vampire.
there we go. 2.
Wow.
2. All right.
3.
So you. It takes a bit, but you're selling it a little convincingly, and she has started kind of
You're just like,
Play what you know. Play what you know.
She has started to look up from her notebook a little bit at you. She's not making a big show of noticing you.
Okay.
But during the time they're gone, she has looked at you a few times. So you guys are all in the office now, and Mark waits for, he like looks, he's like, all right, Aaron, and just shuts the door behind y'all.
And yeah, just immediately sit down and just go. So, Dr. Miriam, are there like a decent amount of electronics in here, like phones and stuff?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
Like when you walk in the office, there's like clearly Miriam's side of the office, and then there's like kind of like the shared desk that like the adjuncts will like come in and out of. But walking into the office, it is like abundantly clear that Miriam is like a big fan of the show Sherlock, and she is just like Victorian parlored this entire office. Like there's thick heavy curtains over the windows, and there's just like a million old books all around, and there's just stacks of paper everywhere, and it looks like chaos, but you just inherently know that it makes perfect sense to Miriam.
Totally.
And there's like weird stuff up on the wall, and some of it is like like diagrams and stuff from old like medieval journals, and some of it is like, but it's not all of it. Like not a lot of it has to do with like Renaissance scholarship, and she probably had to move a couple of like stacks of paper off the chair for you to like even sit down, and she's like, yes, just come on in. Sorry about the.
I'll just sort of look over the adjunct table, see if there's anything like noticeably off or like got left behind there before I sit down.
There's like a laptop, like Miriam's laptop will be in like her satchel, and there's like a phone and stuff, but it's pretty bare in terms of electronics.
So sit down, look to Mel and Mark, just go. So, Dr. Miriam, to be entirely forthright, I did not spend the last couple of years back in my home country. Frankly, I consider this country more my home country than that one anyway, but that's besides the point. And the institute that I work for is not... We'll say it's not accredited, you're not going to find it listed amongst other institutions. It's an institution that is more for individuals like us.
What do you mean?
Individuals that find themselves needing to run night classes.
You see Mark is just rolling his eyes. He's like, oh my god, you guys are always so bad at this.
And Mel is like leaning against him, like, you know how dogs lean against people when they need the comfort? She is like full, like half body against him.
And he's just like patting Mel's back. He's like, so they're bad at this. They're vampires. They know you're a vampire.
It's called a soft segue, Mark.
Also, I'm just gonna go ahead.
Maybe some people appreciate the bluntness. Maybe.
I'm gonna sort of gesture back to Mark.
Also, we might need to wrap this up. There is a blue hoodie out there in a backpack.
Where Aaron still is.
You would know that the blue hoodie was worn by your student Vivian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where Aaron still is.
Yes, that was intentional. So maybe this needs to be elsewhere.
I'm sorry. Very quickly. I'm not the only one.
No, you met a colleague of mine before, Dr. Mendez, who clued us in to you.
What?
Dr. Mendez, she's the one that told us that you were here in the first place.
There's a surprising amount of you here on this campus, but as much as I would love to have this conversation, you are in danger, we are in danger, we all need to go now.
And yes, we are here to we're not sure if this individual is here specifically for you, but we have alerted the others, and we are here specifically to help escort you out.
And Mel is going to, at that point, text.
You guys really scare people.
Why do you think I was doing a soft sell, Mark?
So, there's vampires. You're a vampire. There's apparently a vampire hunter that's here in a blue hoodie, and y'all should probably book it.
Okay. Can I? And she, like, without even getting permission, Miriam's just gonna take sort of like the oldest, most expensive looking books and kind of just like shove them in a bag.
You can most likely come back here, just not right now.
Yeah, I don't think that we're running forever. I think this is just a for the moment.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I am, voice that I am.
Yeah, I know, but you're all, what? Okay, so what is happening?
I'm Mel, that's Mark.
I work for her.
He doesn't have things.
Are you, okay.
We do. We are different kinds. Look, I really would
different
love
kinds.
to be able
There's
to.
different kinds.
There's a whole shit. There's a reason he's a teacher.
Okay.
There's different kinds. We'll have to get into
Okay,
it later
okay.
because apparently we are in a bit
There's
of a
a
rush.
bad. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And there's a knock on the door.
And I'll just hold my finger up to not enter and just go. The blue hoodie was in her classroom.
Yeah.
Did you see this hoodie?
Yeah, it was my student Vivian.
Was it a North Carolina hoodie?
Yeah, she has terrible taste in teams, but
She has worse than that.
what?
And from outside you hear, "Hey, Teach, I really gotta stop doing that nickname. It's not working for me. I think I'm gonna head out for the night. But I just want to say thanks for letting me do extra credit. You okay?"
Give a thumbs up to her.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a bunch of papers stacked in front of the door. I can't open it right now. But yeah, have a great night. I'm really looking forward to that report.
Okay, cool. I'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye. And Erin, you saw her come down, knock on the door, talk a bit, and she walks out and immediately around the door.
Okay.
Around the door, as in.
Like, goes up, and then from the double doors, she went around.
Like, not just straight out. Like,
Yeah, she didn't just walk straight out, she went immediately around the double door.
positioning.
Ah. Okay.
I'll text to the group what I saw, essentially. Just she knows.
And I already had texted Sirius. I had already texted.
I will text back, lead her out the double doors that I have, or the doors that I have.
You have the main double doors to the building, and you have the side entrance.
Got it. I'll say lead her out side entrance, because that's usually probably less crowded. I mean, it's night classes, so it's not going to be a lot of people around.
Yeah.
Storyteller, can I find one of those frat bros and see if they want to go out partying for a bit?
The ones that were dismissed from earlier?
Yeah,
You
they're
would
not
have
in
to
the room.
wander all of campus to
Okay. I
find
was
them.
hoping they were like steaming in front of like the office or something like that.
That was a few hours ago.
Okay.
I will say one of the things that Cirrus has been doing is once they start to go in, once he finds his perch, he will pull off his scarf, pull out a gold ring, bite into his wrist, dip the ends of the scarf in it, thread it through the gold ring, and loop it on the door of the room that he is in as I ritualistically cast Shroud of Silence.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And
And so this entire room is now completely silent as the grave.
Yep, and I will start putting my rifle together as I pull it out of my bag and just start assembling it and getting
Are you
set up.
assembling any silencing techniques on the gun?
Don't need to. The room is completely silent.
Yes, but the room also has windows. So the Shroud of Silence will only account for only activity inside the room.
Yes.
Any sound that comes from, you will need to make sure that your gun is within the window
Oh, yeah.
entirely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
That's what I'm checking.
Yes.
If any point of the gun is outside
Yep.
of the window, it
Yep.
will not work.
Yep. No, he will position inside the room, but it doesn't
Okay.
need to. He can shoot through the wall if he needs to. And so he'll start positioning that. And I mean, his rifle is silenced, so if need be, he can, because this was a new acquisition. He will load in his regular rounds, not his kindred rounds.
Well, and Mel is going to look at the text where Sirius is saying lead him out and be like, I mean, you can't, I can't, and basically text and say, Aaron, all you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it was to the
Ellipses.
group. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't know what's going
Yeah, of
on
course
inside.
not.
He's just like, I have eyes on these two.
We are not leaving the room
this
until,
door.
Yeah.
And I guess like to Mel and Mark just go, do you want to make sure that Aaron is safely able to actually get outside?
I would say Sirius has him covered.
Assuming that he gets outside.
Well, we'll keep an ear out.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of school here. Sorry, this is a bad first introduction.
It really
to
is.
Yeah, I'm really
this
sorry.
This is a lot. It's fine.
Usually we do things a little bit slower,
Diplomatically.
Mark, and a little bit
Look,
more of a lead
you
in.
guys dance around it a lot. You make it very flowery. There's a fucking hunter here.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did I didn't do anything.
No,
I
you
haven't
didn't do anything wrong. You know how I said he's a teacher?
Yeah.
their whole vampire club. They're introducing you to their club.
The school that I teach at is a school to onboard vampires, kindred as we call them, in the city into society.
Okay. Should we
They want
go?
to take you to finishing school before whoever's out there kills you.
Yeah, the hunter situation has nothing to do with you personally. It's more like a race-wide situation.
Great. Cool.
This is
what?
a very bad first introduction.
Should we go then? Are we in danger?
Yeah.
Yes, but we can't leave.
That was a lot of people saying yes all simultaneously at the same time. So we should probably should we?
Is
go?
there a back door out of here?
Yeah,
outside?
there's a side. Where's the main entrance? The side
Right.
door.
We can go out the door that and Aaron did not see them go out. Mark, if you perhaps want to.
I'm gonna go with Aaron.
That's what I meant. Thank
Yeah.
you. And then you and I can take Dr. Miriam out said side door.
Sure.
So at that point, I'll just sort of push the office door open and then walk out one of like these like front side doors, knowing that Aaron went up that way or is going to go up that way.
Okay. And so you guys make your way out. Aaron, you see Mark come out and he looks at you and he's like, "Where'd you go?
She's went around the corner.
How far around the corner?"
Well, as far as I could see, I assume that she's there. My intention is get her attention.
Okay, you want to get my attention?
She
I
can't
can get
chase me and our new kindred. So, as long as we know she's chasing me, then everyone else can get out.
Okay, so you. I got an idea.
Great.
Okay. Come here.
Okay.
And he like pulls you to the side of the room, and his giant hulking form, he just sort of like, kind of like backs you around. He's like, get my neck, make me bleed.
Okay.
Just do
I'll
it however
just
you fucking do it. Just do it.
very overtly just aha go for it.
He's like, what the fuck was that, man? And so then Mark takes off running.
Okay.
And you can see Mark is patting his neck a little bit as he goes to get blood splattered.
Gotcha.
And he starts yelling once he's outside the room.
Fuck, that's one way to do it.
I take after him.
Always like this.
I
Usually
follow
we don't
the
bring Mark into this part of
smell.
They
things.
say I'm not
Right.
the subtle.
I'm just
Yeah. This was not.
you left Mark alone.
Yes. Oh no.
And
Just look to
I mean,
Mel-
that's better
look to
than
Mel and go,
Cirrus's plan.
Make sure he eats something besides
but
Red
you
Bull when
hear
we get home.
Yes.
you hear Mark go quiet almost immediately as he rounds the corner.
Crap. I
Text comes with a group that just says status question mark.
And I'm gonna say en route to vehicles with Chowder.
Sorry, so we're still in the.
No, we're on our way. We're out the side door at this
Yeah,
point.
but like, I guess storyteller, have we exited the room before all this happened, or did we catch this happen?
This happened before you came in.
Okay, so then hearing that, just hold up these two. I want to like take a couple steps up the stairs towards that doorway, and I want to look towards like the closest thing to a shadowed part that I can. I want to use shadow perspective to see further out without having to step through and see what's going on out there.
So you want to see through any shadows that are out in the hall.
In the direction that Mark went and the supposed hunter went.
Okay.
So that's just a rouse check for me to get hungrier and then see through, see and hear through shadows.
Okay.
So anybody watching, the eyes go black, and I'm just gonna be looking into like the darkest corner of the room to see through out there.
Okay. Nothing. The hallway is completely empty.
That's not good. Nobody's out there,
Mark was just there.
but nobody's there.
Mark can't disappear on his own.
Am I seeing like out in here? Is it? I don't remember how we was structured. Is there like a stairwell? Is it just like out a front door or?
So when you come out of here, there is a small, like, atrium level where you'll go down about the same amount of stairs as in the classroom, and then there's the front door.
Okay. Is there any evidence that I can see of Mark clearing the front door, or is it just?
How far out have you walked?
I haven't walked out. I'm looking through shadow.
Oh, looking through shadow? Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so I can't see any like.
You see a couple students walking around.
Okay, but they don't look perturbed or anything.
No.
Okay. There's a chance he may have made it out the front door that quickly.
And Sirius, you have not seen anyone leave the building.
I will activate heightened. I will have had activated heightened senses as well. I'm not
Yes.
doing sentiency, just heightened senses.
Okay.
But, yep.
But if Sirius is still asking, then I don't think he made it out the front door. But nobody seems to be concerned out in the hallway.
That's impossible. He was just running and screaming.
Well, we either continue forward or I just gesture towards that door.
I'm not leaving Mark, so Mel's gonna literally turn around and go back towards that door.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, let me make a roll. Okay.
Do I get through the door?
No. You go to walk out of the doorway and you cannot move any further. It's as if there's a wall blocking you from that door. Blocking you from leaving.
Do I see her just stop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Then I try to push open like the side door that we're near. See if we can step out into that hall.
You can go out into that hole.
We're being funneled.
What is that?
You can't go out that door. We can only go out this door.
Sure.
We're being rat mazed.
And at this point, there are no students in this room. Is that right?
The other two that were still doing their lessons, they're like on their phone, like some dude just came through here with like blood on him. It was wild. Like
And then just watch me like run into a non-existent wall.
they're focused on what they're doing.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'll go down the way that I came and follow them out the other door.
Let's go. And I'll drop the shadow perspective and just go. We'll have to stick together on this one, and we're probably going to run into this person. So maybe hope that they don't know that you are one of us just yet. And we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
But stay close. And I'll push that door open again.
Okay. It does open. And you're able to go through it. It's the other classroom, leads towards a classroom and another hallway.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna walk us down, trying to put Miriam between us, like the three of us, as best we can, sort of like a triangle. And I'm just gonna try to lead us towards one of the exits outside.
Okay. So you can either head towards the front or one of the two sides.
I'm going towards the side door first.
Okay. I don't know why I've been rolling 100 die for vision.
Is it a desperation die?
So as you're walking down that hallway, as you guys are walking, since you're in this triangle formation, whoever would be on the leftmost side, you bump into an invisible wall, but you kind of grace past it.
Okay, I'll say that was me.
Are we able to make it outside?
Yes, it's almost like a weird invisible obtrusion in the hall, but it doesn't cover the entire hall.
Okay. So then once we step outside, I'm gonna text Sirius. We made it out. Mark is inside.
You see them.
Yeah, no, I'll text like we made it out. Mark is inside. Invisible barrier inside.
Mel's gonna like turn.
I don't text back. My eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finger is at the ready, and I am just watching. Scanning.
Katie's seeing out the side of your vision. She's like, well, they're coming outside, but looks like Mark's in. Do we care?
He has strings.
Oh. Well, that's important.
And but he'll at this moment Sirius is just focused on taking out the hunter, and he's looking for baby blue.
Mel will have turned to Miriam and kind of grabbed her lightly by the arms, and in the most gentle way, which is completely not gentle at all or subtle, what can you do with your situation? What are your powers? Do you know?
I'm great at research.
Okay.
May I?
I know a lot about Shakespeare.
Do you mind if for one moment
May I?
he's going to touch you for a second?
Yeah.
I'm going
If
to take
that's
some
okay.
blood from you if you don't mind.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Isn't it? And I just like with the razor ring, just like drag it across her finger,
At least ask
Wait,
for
you-
consent before you do it. 'cause
I did just now.
Second
Yes.
time today.
Familiar.
Okay.
and
all right.
I'll taste the blood, just to see what I can gather, since I can apparently get a bit more than Dr. Mendez can.
Well, you can get more than Dr. Mendez told you.
Yeah.
But you've said that I'm able to pull people's
Yep.
clans, which is not a normal ability for Earth. All right, so that was 5 successes.
Tremere.
Jameer, yeah. She's one of mine.
Another one? I'm telling you, there's
And
gotta
Maria
be
tracks it.
some.
You are the same. You are the same type of vampire that I am.
Wait, there's different types?
there's different types.
Oh my god.
And
okay.
you and myself and Dr. Carter are all the same type.
Okay. Wait, Dr. Carter's of you. Okay. All
He's the one
right.
that made me, in fact. We'll get into that
What?
later.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that means that you have a lot of the similar powers to him, which means that you may need to activate and use those in
We
this moment.
don't know how long she has had this. How long have you been like this?
I it was like 20 years. I guess it would have been. My thesis was so 2002, I think.
Can't believe I never ran into you before. Do you remember who turned you?
Yeah, I do. But he is not around anymore, so I don't know. I don't know anything about this. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't. There's powers.
There is abilities like what you saw with my eyes and whatnot, and maybe be able to tell what you are from here. But
Tonight we're trying to get you to the boarding school, essentially, to ease you into that. We don't want to do any conscripting on the battlefield your first night. But if we need to, it's
I'm-
nice to know what you can work with.
I'm just putting out worst case scenario at this point because I want to go back in and get Mark, but I physically cannot. So,
Let's get line of sight to the car, at least.
yes,
and Mel is gonna feel very torn by that.
Before-
Cirrus is watching around them, and he's like, before you get to what you were going to say,
Yeah.
says to Catherine, "They're being very good bait right now, just standing there having a conversation," and is looking to see if anybody is
And
tracking
that's
them.
when
Yep.
Katie goes, they probably should be watching out for that. And at that moment, a very small piece of metal that you notice with your heightened senses comes flying out and is going to attack Mel.
Okay.
And it just whizzes right past you in an almost boomerang fashion, slicing across your collarbone as you are going to take 3 aggravated damage.
Jesus.
do we see this thing come flying?
Yes. You don't see the metal piece per se, you see
Yeah,
a bit
can
of
you
a
give him some
flash
as well?
and then a slice across Mel's chest.
And she's going to hiss in pain and drop to the floor.
And you hear Mark yelling
Yeah.
from the open door, "Run! Run! Leave me! Go! Run now!"
Can we see Mark or no?
You cannot see him.
Can I wouldn't know if yours
No,
could hear
we've
that
got to
voice.
move.
Okay.
5, 4.
I'm gonna grab
Okay.
Miriam.
Mel is on the ground still.
I'm gonna
Two.
blink, and I'm actually Miriam and I are now out of this area.
Push Mel's head down as we duck and run.
So like in about a split second, we're about 500 yards away from where we were.
What the fuck?
That's not fair.
Yeah, Mel is, you're dragging her basically.
It's okay.
Sorry, emergencies.
No problem. Okay.
Well-
Should we wait for the?
I'm going to.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we're going to.
I'm not
Where's
sure
your
how to
horse?
calculate damage?
I'll point
like,
where
is
it
it
is.
just
So
Your
whatever health now. So this is
Oh.
superficial, and then this is a
oh
aggravated.
cool?
Yep.
This is really not good. This is real bad. This is like real bad.
Alright, so what's next?
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're dragging Mel.
That's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so as you're dragging away, another piece comes flying out. And Aaron, you are going to take. Actually, we'll just see. It will hit you on your arm, and you are going to take 3 aggravated damage as well.
Okay, I'll switch that to superficial with Defy Bane.
Okay?
See
But
him-
you guys are able to make it away. And Cirrus, as you're watching, you can see a point from inside the doorway where that metal glint is coming out. So it's probably whoever is in there is about 5 feet inside the door.
Okay. But I can't see who.
Yeah, you can't see who. But you could hear Mark clear enough that he's likely close to the door.
Okay. I am, and I can't see inside the door. Is that the case?
The door's open,
Yeah.
but you can't see who is inside of it.
Okay.
And are you going to stay here while the others escape?
Yes, I am not leaving until I see her.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna keep eyes on this to see if I can see them at all.
Okay.
Storyteller, from not being immediately in the group and further back, was I also able to see that it came through the door, or did I just see Aaron get hit?
You just saw Aaron get hit.
Okay, so this is about the point where I'll turn heightened senses on and just be on alert for wherever something might be coming from.
Okay. But you guys are able to escape. You're further away from the building. No further projectiles are coming out.
And I'll just text to Cirrus projectiles from somewhere, or getting hit from somewhere.
I'll text to Alpha. Mark got hit. See if you can get your police or paramedics discreetly to him.
And Alpha replies back on it. And you see campus police cars pulling up Cirrus within a few minutes. And after a while, as you guys escape, we will stick with what Cirrus sees. After about 30 minutes, you see Mark being led out of the building in handcuffs and a shock blanket around a small girl who is being led away from Mark. Mark is being taken into the cop car. She's being taken into an ambulance.
I can't see what. Can I see any baby blue?
It's one of those large, like the post-hurricane blankets covering her entire body. So you just see a small young girl's head with curly hair.
Okay. I'll ask Catherine. What do you think, Katie? You think it's her? Or them? Because I don't think he got...
He didn't get any information other than Blue Hoodie.
I don't know. If she hurt Mark and hurt the others, she'd probably hurting anybody that they think is kindred. Maybe we just watch a little while longer.
All right. Where are they taking her?
She's going into the ambulance that is labeled Grady.
Okay.
And they're the only ambulance operator in Atlanta. And Mark is being led into a campus police cop car.
All right. Cirrus is going to quickly pack up or grab his rifle, grab the scarf and ring, and is going to follow that ambulance.
Okay.
Important point of order. Did we actually leave since Mark drove and Mark presumably had the keys to the car that we just went to?
Mel has keys as
Okay.
well.
Except for I'm basically bleeding out, so
I will drive, but...
literally like just completely.
Yeah, I'll drive if we have keys to a car. I just didn't know if we could even
Yeah.
get in the car.
You can.
Okay, then I'll be the one driving us like towards
That's cool.
towards the school.
And so you guys head out into the evening. Miriam driving off with this group. They eventually bring you to Decatur, onto the grounds of a extremely gorgeous and elaborate Italian villa. Elaborate architecture, beautiful gardens, and there's a gentleman standing on the front porch with long brown hair and a blue vest and blue slacks, and he greets you, and not much conversation. He just says, I understand. My name is Q, like the letter. I'll be your, well, we'll call it your wrangler for now, but come with me.
Yeah, and ready here is not enough time for me to have given any further information either, so.
Yeah. And he leads you up to a bedroom. You see there's numerous bedrooms down this hallway. And he opens the door. And standing in it, as you look at the room, there is it looks like a typical dorm, but very nice furniture. There's a full-size bed, a desk, and a dresser with a large key on the desk, and standing in it is a woman with a plain oversized flannel shirt with a tank top, jeans, farm work boots. They'd be an out-of-place farmer if it weren't for their countenance. And she says, hello, Miriam. My name is Elizabeth Proctor. Fancy words, I'm the primogen of Clan Tremere. It's a fancy word for saying I'm like the mayor of your kind of vampire.
Miriam takes off her glasses. Okay. This is, no offense, this is kind of a lot.
Yeah, could you all leave us, please?
Mel's in the car. Mel didn't come in.
So, yes, and yeah, Tim, Miriam, let's go. I'll be teaching here, so I'll see you around a good bit, but you're in good hands.
Okay. Have a good night, I guess. Okay.
The night will get better. And I'll walk off, and I'm going to text to Carter O'Donnell Mendez, safe, comma, one of us.
And Proctor closes the door, and she goes, yeah, this is not how this is normally supposed to go. But hi.
Hi.
I assume you know what you've been for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I knew about me. I didn't know about any of this.
Yeah, it's about to get real. Did you ever watch the movie The Skulls?
No.
It's good research.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very secret society. There's a lot of us, and we're kind of hidden.
How many are there?
Last census, maybe 75 that I care to know.
Miriam, like, viscerally reacts to this, and she's like, okay, sorry.
Sorry, that was a bigger number than you thought.
He told me I was the last one, so this is all new. I'm sorry. Please continue.
I assure you that lesson 1 is usually undoing a lot of whatever your sire taught you.
Yeah, well, he didn't teach me much, so.
Well, you're honestly probably better off for it, but I'm here to help you in addition to the school. There's things about our clan that are different than the other ones. Every clan kind of has its own skills. The people you came in with, Anton's like us, but Mel, she can do a lot more brawly things. She could make the entire ground shake with just her fist. Aaron, he can turn into a dog. Some of them can do that.
Okay.
But we need certain resources, and I have a center for that. We call it a chantry. Very fancy words. But we're a clan that unfortunately are not very terribly adept at this friendship and unity thing. I know I'm not, but is there anything I can do to start making this a little easier for you?
Do you have, and Miriam just kind of like, her mind goes instantly blank, and then she kind of just goes like, just instantly defaults to what she knows. And so she says, do you have any books I can look through? I'm a pretty quick study.
Oh, I think we need to go to the chantry tonight. And she, like, goes in, she opens the door, she goes, hey, Livy. And you just hear the most Julia Sugarbaker voice echoing down the hallway. Yes, dear? She goes, I'm taking her for tonight. That's it. Period. Well, she is supposed to... No. Livy. She's mine. Well, all right. Fuck. And
You said the fuck word.
she goes, come on, let's go.
All right.
And she takes you out, and you get in the most ratty, mud-caked pickup truck you've ever seen. Vaguely smells like chickens inside. And she drives you down to East Atlanta Village, to a house that is covered in glorious graffiti. She leads you inside the house, closes the door, and you watch as she turns an amethyst lock, and the facade of the inside of the house fades away into a different house with the same floor plan. And you see walls covered in bookshelves and books and stacks of books on the ground and an upstairs, and the whole place smells of that nice musty book smell. And there's a gentleman in the kitchen with a set of books on his own and tiny little purple glasses. And you see a taller black man at the end of the hall who just kind of, hey, and goes back to his reading. Every book here you have access to now.
Miriam, for perhaps the first time in much longer than just tonight, kind of looks at Elizabeth and goes like, I think I'm going to like it here.
I think you will too. I'll prepare a room for you. That's going to take me a bit. I got to go feed the horses, but I'll come back.
Are the horses vampires too?
There's a couple weird ones, but not my horses. I just run a farm up past Marietta.
I'm sorry. This is a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a fair question at this point. Don't trust animals you see. They might be Aaron.
That's weird, but okay.
I told you everyone's different. But in here, you're safe. As long as the front door stays locked, this will all be the same. People can come and go from the house as they please up, but they can't get past that lock. All anybody else that sees that comes in is just a nice, pretty house. But in here you're safe. And you got all the books you could ever want. And I'm sure Cornelius will talk your ear off until you tell him to go away.
Cool. Yeah, is there like a Vampire for Dummies 101 book anywhere?
That building you were just at, it's run by Olivia Grace. She is what we call a Toreador. They are very into art. But she also loves teaching. And she loves learning and architecture. And that's kind of her forte. That's what that school is. It's... Without getting into too much history, I can give you a history book on it, though. There was a lot that happened a while back, and we've come to find out over the years that there's a lot of vampires like you that don't really have a home or a community or people who understand. And so that's what we try and do at that school. Teach you what you're doing, teach you how to stay safe, teach you how to get by, teach you how to thrive, really. And then we can let you go off on your own and do whatever you like. But this chantry will always be here for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so get to reading. I'm going to go feed the horses. I'll be back later. We'll get you some sleeping arrangements. You will have to go back to Olivia's. She's very loud. She's very obnoxious. She's very sweet.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, enjoy. And you see she goes out and the door closes behind her and you see the key in the lock turn on its own and holds there. And you are free to walk about this new chantry full of books and learning and magic.
Miriam and like just walks up to a shelf, starts looking.
Absolutely. And so now with Miriam, our last lost childer to join our new cast of ATL by Night, that is where we are going to end tonight's story. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Cate, for joining us. We're so glad to have you here. All of you, take care of yourselves and each other. We love you very much. Good night.